Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Hood's Custom Shop. So what did I get done today? Well, I didn't do any filming whatsoever because what I was working on is my solar setup right here. I was getting all that wired up and really just trying to concentrate. So moving the camera around and all that kind of stuff just was not going to fit in. And honestly, you guys, if you want to know how to install a solar system like this right here, there's a lot of other better channels out there to watch that kind of content on. But let me show you what I've got. This right here is our 40 amp MPPT from Rich Solar. Got our breaker here so we can disconnect the solar panels from the charge controller. This is where they come in, right here. They actually come through the roof right there. I've got a piece of water hose right there protecting them. Then they come through underneath the insulation right there, on down the wall. The positive goes right here to that, right up in here. The negative comes in here. Your battery positive comes out right here. Battery negative comes out right here. That goes to your batteries. All right, here's our Bluetooth. This right here connects this equipment with my phone, which I'm actually recording with right now, and it keeps track of how many kilowatt hours and all that kind of stuff it produces. It keeps track of how many times the batteries have been fully charged and fully discharged and all that kind of stuff. All right, right here we have our disconnect for the batteries. All right, that's where the charge controller comes up here. The positive wire goes to that, so I can actually disconnect the batteries. So, you know, if we need to work on something or whatever, we have those two disconnects. All right, right here is our 12 volt power station. This is where we're going to have wires coming out. The positive wires will come out the sides right here. We've got 12 ports, and then we have 12 ports of negative here. We can put fuses in here and label them to know what circuit they go to. Of course, they could come out and go to a switch or whatever, and then on to wherever they're going. All right, and then right here we have our 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and it's turned off right now. We're not using it. Let's see. It looks like we are still producing a little bit of solar. And I was using this right here earlier to keep the laptop going and all that stuff. So it was using some power, and as you can see, the sun is pretty well going down, and we still have a little bit of charge going on. Not much, but we got a little bit going on there. So there it is. That's the solar setup. I'm going to be hooking up this breaker box right here, and it's going to be wired in right here. We'll have our 110 or 115, whatever you want to call it, have a breaker box over here, and that will run on down this side of the bus. And then we're going to have our 12 volt come down and run along the floor. That will go back there and run the fan for the composting toilet, which is right here. I've got to work on that yet, and build out the little wall and everything that goes around that. Then we're also going to have a circuit of 12 volt going back there to run the diesel heater, and one to run the 12 volt water pump back there in the back. And then pretty much everything else is going to be like lighting and stuff like that. We also have to run some 12 volt wire. I believe what we're probably going to do is we'll end up coming up this pillar right here, and we will fish it through underneath the insulation. All right, and that's going to come over here. It's going to drop down somewhere over here, and somewhere in here we're going to have that cooler in here. I'm not real sure exactly where we're going to be putting the cooler, but somewhere we're going to have to run that 12 volt over the ceiling because the cooler is going on this side of the bus. So I've got to run that. I've got all kinds of wire right here. This is like lamp wire right here that I bought pretty darn cheap. That will work pretty good for each circuit. It's double wire right there. So I got quite a bit of that there. But what I'm aiming to use is actually this right here. Is a little heavier duty wire, and this actually came out from underneath the bus. All right, so we're going to be using that for the main line of 12 volt that's going to run down this wall right here. And then we got a 3-wire round right there that we can use for the 110. I'm not real sure if we're going to do that or not, because for the 110, most of it is just going to go right here to this desk right here to run various things. We may end up running it on down the wall, but it's highly unlikely. I might and I might not. I don't know. That's a lot of work to run wires on down and try to hide it and everything. We might go ahead and run that on down there, because I've been considering putting a desk or something back in the back. And who knows, I may want to do some editing back there at some point. Let's say if it's in the winter time and I have the door shut, you know, this part of the bus kind of closed off where I'm not really heating it back here. I can do my editing and stuff back in the back part or something. I don't know. We could easily run an extension cord back there for temporary things like that. So I've got to really think about it and see if that's really something I want to do or not. But we definitely will be running 12 volt wires all the way back there into the back and underneath the bed. Believe it will probably end up going up underneath the paneling on the wall, right up the side, over the roof, and down that wall, like on the inside of that wall, to go to the diesel heater, the water pump, all that stuff. But that cooler is going to have to be moved up here into the kitchen. I don't like having to go back and forth to go to the cooler when I'm up here cooking and stuff. So the cooler, actually, it might go in this area right here underneath the cooktop. I just have to build another deal. I was going to use that cabinet right up there. I was going to use it for the Pit Boss griddle, but honestly, it was going to make the griddle too tall. This table right here is just about right. So I'm going to be building another little deal right here for that. But anyways, that is about all I got for you guys today. That's what I managed to do. My daughter stayed home from school. She's got a stomach bug or something. She's actually feeling better now. She was running a little bit of a fever earlier this morning. We got that knocked down, and so she's starting to feel a little bit better and starting to eat a little bit. So hopefully she'll get to go to school tomorrow, because I really hate to see my daughter sick. It just hurts my heart. But I had to take care of her today, go check on her every now and then, make sure she's doing all right. And she's doing a lot better now than what she was this morning. So if you guys would, keep us in your prayers, especially my daughter right now. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.